But they ain't tricked God.
But how did they trick Isaac?
Right.
How did they trick Isaac?
They tricked Isaac into thinking that he was Esau by putting the hair on him and making it seem hair and all that stuff.
But how? Oh, that's significant. But how?
But how?
But how?
How what?
But how did they trick Isaac? Is there significance in this? How did they trick Isaac?
They made him appear as if he was Esau because of the way he was dressed and the way he smelled.
But how?
I think that.
Go ahead and tell us, brothers.
He tricked Isaac because Isaac couldn't see the real son.
That's right.
See, that's how trickery came in. He tricked him because if Isaac would have understood or seen, then he would have known that was a lie.
But the thing of it is, we not assigning blessing to Isaac, we assigning blessing to God.
True, Pastor, true. But God uses whomsoever to get his work across.
But what I'm seeing from the children of Israel, from Jacob and their walk, this is the way not to go.
True. That's true.
But we still uphold a false nation in Israel today from people who stole the birthright from the righteous. And we send them $100 billion a year from this country. But they stole it. They're not people to be followed. They're not people to be envious of or whatever. They're not to be looked up to. Those are the people that we should look at and say, I am not going the way that you went. Because you stole your blessing.
And that's true. And that's what God, thank you, Holy Spirit. That's when God give us a spiritual nature of vision, of wisdom to know, I'm not going to because you're going across that river. You might sink, I'm not going to sink with you. But because of the vision that God gave to Jacob, what would Jacob supposed to do? Supposed to stand right. But every one of us, I'm talking about today too, every one of us has a nature to falter. Every one of us have a nature.
But when they said God gave Jacob a vision,
he gave a vision because he saw it. He saw it. Remember the ladder?
yeah, I was just getting ready to bring that up.
The ladder. He gave him that vision. But because man see right and know it's right, but do he follow right all the time?
Jacob was blessed with an idea that his daddy had the power to bless him.
Well, he did have
And they called it God. Because man's idea of blessing his children, first of all, it had to be a son, which is gender specific, which is outside of God, because that's not God. That's not God.
Thank you, Lord.
That's not God. Gender specific, and it had to be the firstborn. That's not God. That's man. But the idea that Jacob had in his head was that he was blessed. So all of these visions that we see, all of the stuff that he dealt with when he saw the ladder, it was all tainted with an idea that his daddy could bless him. Because if he had truly believed that he was supposed to be blessed, he wouldn't have wrestled with one of God's messengers.
Right, because Pastor, I'm with you 100%. Because as you speak, God continues to give me revelation. Man cannot bless you, but God gives him a charge to bless you. That charge comes from an order from God. That's the only way we get our blessing from God. Now, Sister Harder, thank you. Sister Harder may give me $100. Not with the intent, but God charged her heart. That $100 gonna come because not through her, it's gonna come through her, but it comes from God through her heart. Mm-hmm. Because of the charge, because of the order. But I'm gonna believe God. I don't believe because Sister Holly next time may not give me that $100. You see what I'm saying?
Jacob was blessed on an idea that man could bless. Gender specific and in order.
What?
That was an idea.
What's an idea? Or did he really believe?
Oh, Jacob believed the idea as the same thing as we believe we're sinners born in sin and shaped in iniquity. And we all fallen under Adam because we were taught.
Talk, but when you got, when you get down past you, like I said, please don't think I'm arguing, 'cause I'm not. I'm not. But when you came to the understanding, God did this for me. Are you going to stand on the tradition of what you've been taught, or are you going to go by what God is speaking to you?
Right, but if Jacob believed that God actually blessed him, he wouldn't have wrestled his messenger. When the angel came to God, Jacob wrestled the angel down and made him bless him.
Yeah.
You don't have to make God bless you. The blessing, and following them, and years later, Moses said, you follow the commandments, the blessing of God will overtake you. So you ain't got to wrestle nobody down and take nothing. Jacob was a thief and a supplanter. And Jesus said, a thief cometh not but to kill,
Destroy.
steal, and destroy.
But God, Pastor, and you got to see God in all this. And this
I do. I see. You know what I see? God's mercy.
Yeah,
I
because
don't, but see, when you always, we do need God's mercy because we get new mercies every day.
Amen.
But when you constantly messing it up, constantly, and the children of Israel never got, when did they ever get solid in anything? I mean, and then to turn around, and even in our 20th century, to have to establish a nation called Israel. That is sad. That's a sad commentary for being blessed thousands of years before.
But like I said, I'm not coming against anything anybody's saying, but as long as we live on this earth, we all going to come short because we don't sustain the ability as in really trusting God.
All right, you added that. In the lesson said, that I think that we missed this right here. It tells us that our lesson today focused on Jacob. Jacob was one of Abraham's descendants through Adam. Jacob's story teaches us how an imperfect man or an imperfect person can be greatly blessed by God, not because of who he or she is, but because of who God is. See, that's what's been missing right here.
No, we said that. But I said that.
And that's a nice thing to say.
That's what's been missing.
But that's a nice thing to
God
say.
is not who Jacob is. And actually, that's showing us also that it matters not who we are, that we can be saved from our, this is just another justification that we can be saved from
Well,
our
Brother
sin.
God, let me throw a little stone in here. God can use an unsaved person just where he can save a person.
That's what it says.
Because God don't have no what? Respect for the person, whoever he uses.
And I get what y'all saying.
I just try to learn from these.
And that probably would wash a whole lot better if today's circumstances weren't like they are. But when you look at the fact that those sets of families are still arguing over the same land. The children of Ishmael, Isaac, Jacob, and Esau, they're all over there arguing. They're fighting wars after wars after wars, Syria against Israel, Israel against Palestine, Jerusalem, all that. If God was going to use an unrighteous man to do something righteous, when they going to ever get righteous? He going to stay unrighteous the whole time? Is he going to continue to be a thief? And God is going to continue to bless him to be a thief?
Well, one thing I think we're missing here too, this is back before Jesus' day.
Right, but I'm saying the same war is happening now. And right. And the reason Jesus ain't here, or